Oh, hi everybody. I haven't seen anybody in a while. Or I guess you haven't seen me. That sounds kind of crazy. Which reminds me, by the way, next week I'm going to be interviewing a local writer who wrote a book and a play. And now she and I are talking about possibly trying to make it into a movie. Of course, we have to do the screenplay first. And so anyway, she really is very motivated, and she's, like I said, she's already published uh, the book up on Amazon. I'll give you all the details next week, but it's about a crazy lady that appears perfect, so it's like a different kind of thing. Um, on the cover of the book, it shows like a perfect looking like person, like a young, very young model type person, but very smart too. So, but anyway, we'll uncover that next week. I've been really busy doing some mundane but necessary things. I was renewing my insurance licenses because we always have to have a backup plan, and I need to probably do some of that again, or. And then also I've done a lot more decluttering, some cleaning. I've got to get more stuff, but I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. I've donated a lot of stuff. I haven't really sold much that and actually one of the places where you donate and you call them and they come out, a few of my items that I was like, oh, I don't know if I can part with these. I've had them like forever, or maybe two of them belong to my parents, but they didn't meet up to the standards. But so anyway, but we found somebody, and so whatever you have to get rid of, you just declutter. Since I have such a tiny space here, but it's really forced me to declutter, and I'm working on all kinds of stuff to anyway, so to keep it, when you have an old building too, and it's older and it's got rain and a lot of rain and everything, you can always have some different little occasionally like a creepy crawlers, but looks like they're all gone now. I mean, they went back anyway, so I'm using different things, but I'm doing a lot to declutter and fix my life, like to make it more simple. And I'm still getting rid of a lot of books, not all of them though. And then also more magazines. I've got plenty of Hollywood Reporters I'm still donating if anybody wants some. Or I guess, the thing is it's all online now. We don't need to keep, like even with my acting, I no longer have to print out copies of scripts for my auditions, or when I get motivated to write something, which, as you know, as far as scripts now, I finished a lot of news stories in the day, but I had an editor, right there going, we need this like in 5 minutes or something. But anyway, I'm still working on different scripts occasionally, but we no longer need all that paper. And the big thing was back years ago when I did insurance full-time on a strictly commission and had my own little agency, which now I might just occasionally work for other people. I'm kind of looking into that. Being older, you've got to constantly figure out ways to supplement your income. So, but anyway, yeah, so you don't need all that paper. You can go paperless. I remember years ago when I was real active in insurance, like all the time. Like right now, I'm just renewing my licenses, but I remember talking one time to the Texas workers' compensation place in office in I guess it's in Austin, and that's when I was like full-time insurance several years ago in insurance, before I caught the acting bug and started substitute teaching and then did other jobs and everything. And that was after I was in the news business, small newspapers, but which is a lot of paper too. But actually, they were totally paperless. They were, I guess they still are, and I guess a lot of offices are paperless. and have everything on, you know, like a PDF file, or we just don't need all these papers. And it makes your life simpler when you can get all that. I guess then you've got to copy everything to a disk, you know, if you want to keep some stuff like that. But we don't really need our VCRs or even our DVDs, I guess. Everything is streaming now, but I might save my little DVD player or and a CD. Well, I don't think the CD player works now, but that's what I've been doing, and it's been very time consuming. And so, but yeah, I got to finish my continuing ed today, and we've had a lot of rain again, and nothing real exciting else going on around here, really. I'm planning to be in a little film coming up in the fall, possibly, and then another one maybe in a year. I haven't heard back again. You know, I can't tell you all the details until we have everything lined up, but I'm still planning on helping Angela with her Sacred Circus. She's like a mobile production company, filmmaker. You know, Angela Shelton, she goes around the country speaking to people and helping people, you know, educate people about different issues and protecting children in this scary world we live in. So, but most people, I mean, are talking to their kids now and, you know, making sure that they're kind of, you know, being careful. Because, I mean, it's unfortunate that there are a lot of scary people out there, but I still think that most people are not, and most people are nice. You know, we just have to see. Most people want to do the right thing, I think, and are doing the best they can. I think we all are. But, you know, life is challenging, so we'll keep working on it. And so I'm trying to reorganize everything and get to the point where I'm making some money again, I guess. Gotta get it going, and maybe get my own little, well, I started like in my mind a production company, but I haven't really done a lot with it. But a while back, quite some time ago, a few years back, but all you really need to do on that is just start telling people, hey, I'm open to looking at scripts. And of course, you're going to work for free until you find somebody, and you may still work for free until you figure it out. I mean, there's a lot to it. I've taken some classes on being a producer also, in addition to the numerous acting classes and everything. And one of my other friends is a writer, and he's working on something which we can't talk about yet. It's going to be a while, but when he finishes, or he's a doer though, when he does something, he finishes it, then I can interview him online. He's not in Texas right now, so he's in another state, but I met him one time when I was out in LA. But I still got to do the split screen. I did it one time with Angela Shelton, but she had me do it on my phone. So maybe it'd be easier to do it on my phone or iPad. For some reason, I had trouble trying to do it on my laptop. But so much in life doesn't matter. You don't have to be online or have a YouTube channel or anything to have to do all this techie stuff. For all kinds of jobs now, they want that. Even if you work at Jack in the Box, you know, they want you to be really good and on with your headset and on the target with everything. Even when I worked at the grocery store or had a restaurant as a cashier, everything's like computerized. And I think I told you guys, I mean, it was shortly after I caught the acting bug that I really wanted to be a bartender too. So for some reason, I just thought that would be so fun. But I've only done like freelance work with that. I haven't really actually done a regular gig with that. But anyway, I did get my little bartender license at one point. But that's kind of fun. But they have to be really sharp. I've met people that have been doing that for years and years, and like some of the big time head bartenders make a ton of money, and they have to be, I mean, they have to be able to do like 6 things at once, which in my opinion is almost more difficult than being an insurance agent. I mean, in a different way. Being an insurance agent is similar to being an attorney in a way that you have to, although unfortunately you don't get paid by the hour, you only get paid when you sell and close something. But you have to have almost that level of knowledge, especially in today's world. And that's why we have to do continuing ed, even if you're not using your license right now, or say, like I just, had a job a while back with it, like a temporary job with it. But I decided to keep it up because the job market is so competitive. That at least will help me get some maybe little part-time jobs to catch up on bills and do things. So, but anyway, that's all. And I had a pretty good experience the other day at Petco. They really helped me with my dog. He would just needed to have his toenails done, but an issue with one, and they just took care of him so well. They're so great there. PetSmart is a really good place to go to also. But I love animals, So I've often dreamed of marrying like a veterinarian over a movie star man even, or a director or writer, whatever. Big studio executive. Oh, and on the idea of the studio executive, I really like that new show. I occasionally watch it on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's still on because I haven't seen any new episodes lately. I thought it was kind of good. I was actually not necessarily a Seth Rogen fan prior to that show, but then when I saw him, I thought he did a great job because having been in that business or trying to make money in it, occasionally I made a little bit of money as an actor here and there and everywhere, just very little on and off. Always having to do my other jobs. I know it's like a broken record, but I'm just trying to help people with that because some people really do go kind of all in on that and go for broke on it, which is not hard to do because it can be kind of pricey, like between the classes and the moving and blah blah blah. So all the stuff you need. But fortunately, of that you can save money with the headshots. You can do some of your own headshots now online and everything, although you probably will still need to go to professional various times to update. But anyway, I thought that show was pretty good, I like movies about that. There was another movie with the guy from Shameless, William, what's his name now? And he was in a movie with Meg Ryan. It was about studio people. There's been several movies about that, and about writers, and there was one about a muse, I think it was Sharon Stone, and it was another famous actor too. I'll have to get back on that with you. But there's been a lot of good studio films. Of course, the famous one is Sunset Strip, or let's see, I think that's the name. I'm sorry, but it's a great film. They made it. It's an old time film, and then they made it like a newer version, or maybe they're working on a new version. That would be a great. I would love to be in that, even just to be in the stage play. I mean, that would be awesome. It's about an actress that I guess once she hit 50, they just really felt like she was over the hill. They do that, but it's at least now it's a little better, maybe 60 or 70-ish, or maybe 80. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping keeps, but people can be, I don't know about glamorous at any age, but we cannot look too bad for our ages, or of the ages, timeless age, timeless beauty, whatever. So on that note, I'm getting on these crazy subjects, but yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Just kind of trying to keep it real and let you know that I'm okay, and I'm going to. We've had a lot of rain here too, but it's been safe because I'm north of Austin and all that. But sometimes I miss living in Austin. Sometimes I miss even living in Dallas, and then I even miss living out in Los Angeles and different things. So, and I'm an older single divorced lady, and you know, it's not all bad. It can be a struggle financially sometimes, but then you have your freedom, you know. I mean, if I fell in love with a wonderful man and he was in love with me and we were both in love with each other and super attracted to each other, I just feel like there has to be a lot going on. I guess after I had all these different experiences when I was younger, I just kind of could see the writing on the wall, and you know, unless it's just the right situation, I don't think I would want to get too serious with someone again, unless it was really, you really knew in your heart, or I knew in my heart, or he knew in his heart, or whatever, or maybe my dog liked him, or you know, I mean, it'd have to be a lot, because and the challenges of money are very real nowadays, and that's always a good thing to think about. You know, when I was younger, I just thought, oh, is he cute? Or I thought he was funny, or is he fun? Or maybe he likes to go to the fun places I like to go to or something. But I didn't really think about a provider man until I got older. And then I realized that I really never really dated very many, if any, provider men, ever. And maybe that's an old-fashioned concept, but I see a lot of people still believe in that. I mean, it's not to say that a woman shouldn't work or have a job, but that men need to, you know, step up to the plate and provide and everything. So, especially for younger women that are still having a lot of babies. So, anyway, well, I guess I'll go now, and I just wanted to check in with everybody, make sure everybody's okay. I've been checking up with my friends so far, the ones living south of Austin and San Antonio. As far as I know, everybody's okay right now. And maybe the weather will turn back into typical summer weather soon. We had some rain today, just now actually. But usually by around July or August, it gets so daggum hot, you know, you can't do much of anything except maybe go to the pool and or the lake. Or an ocean. I kind of miss living near an ocean. I didn't grow up near an ocean though, but when I lived in LA, it was nice to be able to drive to the beach. Although the Texas coast is not too bad. We have a pretty good coast here too. So, okay, well, I'll talk to you guys later, and have a good one. Just letting you know, I've been staying busy. I better get back on this this continuing ed and everything, and you learn a lot with that. And it makes you, I mean, even though I had to learn all that years ago, back in the 90s actually, when I first started up with all that, I've done different jobs on, careers on and off. It's always a good refresher course on, you know, what insurance covers, what it doesn't cover, and the different coverages and the policies. A lot of people, you know, when I sold it full-time, I was still on strictly commission, but I had to spend a lot of time explaining it to people, and I may have to do some of that again, you know. And even if I can get more acting work or finish writing and making money doing other things, or even if I start subbing again, which I've been looking into, substitute teaching again, just because everything's so expensive and to stay busy, you know, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot, and you have to explain a lot to people because a lot of people don't understand their policies. So if you ever have any questions or want me to go live on explaining things about your policies, and then of course the best thing to do is call your agents too, because a lot of insurance policies vary and have different coverages, and you can add and subtract different coverages on it. So anyway, okay, all right. Sometimes the cheapest policy isn't always the best, but sometimes the most expensive policy isn't always the best either. So you really have to take a look at all that stuff. It's not very interesting, but it's something that we all need to do. I felt like I needed to kind of hang on to some kind of a trade, since everything else I like to do is either so competitive or whatever, writing, acting, you know, even to get back into the news business. I'm open to doing more of these, like visiting around, like when I went to the Harley Davidson shop uh, way back at, well, just at St. Patrick's Day, but around that weekend, and interview people for that. But I can do that for people if they want help with their businesses. I just kind of did that one for fun and practice, and I can do that too for fun and practice and go live like that. And I'll do some more lives too on answering different subjects. But anyway, okay, guys. Well, I'll talk to y'all later, and I'll let you know if something exciting happens. If I, you know, get some big movie role that I can talk about. A lot of times they make you sign non-disclosure agreements, so you can't talk about it. But no, I haven't booked anything. A lot of my friends on Facebook have booked some roles though lately. Smaller roles, usually not all, some are doing better. And just practice. If you really have the acting bug, just go do student films at your college. You just volunteer to practice and go do student films at the college. They'll have you audition, and you may not even get the role. I mean, you still have to audition just like community theater or dinner theater, whatever, But you might, and it's all practice, or put your own little productions together. We even put together, when I was a little kid, we put together a production. I did. We had it in our carport. It was kind of fun. We had like dancing recitals and for the neighborhood. We didn't have a big turnout, but anyway, so it was something fun to do one time. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later. Bye.